The AEW Women's Division is possibly the worst women's division in all pro wrestling today. But no discussion that AEW does have a lot of talented women. It's just the way Tony Khan, Cody Rhodes, and all backstage officials of AEW books the AEW Women's Division is not at a high level like WWE or Impact or New Japan Pro Wrestling would usually book the female wrestlers. It looks like AEW just cares more about the male wrestlers and focus less on the AEW's Women's Division, which I think is wrong because AEW has a lot of bright stars, a lot of future stars that I see being champions, and hopefully that comes true. But in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys how CR21 will fix the AEW Women's Division, mostly for 2021. I think I'm going to make it a best year as possible for the women in AEW. So if you're new and you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and yeah man, let's get straight into it. First thing I would do is take the title of Hikaru Shida. Now, I'm not saying that she's a bad female wrestler. I'm not saying that. She has all the talent in the world, but I think her time is up, and I think she should drop the title to someone even more talented, someone with more potential and charisma, someone that could cut a better promo. But definitely she is a top tier wrestler. I just hope that she goes on to better feuds with other female wrestlers like Thunder Rosa or Britt Baker, just without the title. I think someone else needs the title in AEW just to make it more legit, because she's basically had it almost this entire year if we're being honest. So I think it's time for someone else to hold it, and I'm down to see maybe someone like Nyla Rose, Britt Baker, Big Swole even hold the title, because I think those are top 3 competitors of AEW. But there's a lot of new female wrestlers coming in, like Thunder Rosa's coming in, so I wonder if she might want to take the AEW Women's Division to a different level, considering she does have a good wrestling background. So I think she could elevate the AEW Women's Division and make it as good as it could be, and maybe generate some new viewers, because she's usually everywhere in the indie promotions that you see. She's even been on YouTube promotions as well for wrestling, so she's definitely a top tier name that AEW could put all the stock in. Let's talk about all the AEW Women's Champions we had. We had the first ever AEW Women's Champion announced when they moved up to TNT, and the first ever AEW Women's Champion turned out to be Rio. She went on to have a pretty decent run, but then she lost it at Revolution to Nyla Rose. Then Nyla Rose, in my opinion, was the best AEW Women's Champion. I'm just going to keep it a stack. Then she lost it at Double or Nothing to Hikaru Shida, the current champion. So we're talking back many months ago. So it's definitely time for her to lose it. But if we're talking about who was the greatest champion of them all, I gotta say Nyla Rose, just because she was such a monster. She was a beast, and the way AEW put all the stock on her made her look even more legit than ever. And I really thought she could have carried that division, but when the pandemic hit, it all went downhill, and it looked like they just completely forgot about the women's division. They completely made it meaningless. The title looked like a joke even more, and it wasn't going in a good direction. That's for the most part. So overall, I guess you could say Hikaru Shida was the best champion of them all, but for my opinion, I gotta say Nyla Rose. Now let's talk about some talent that AEW could produce to make future champions. Big Swole is someone AEW could put a lot of stock in. She has the charisma, the ability, the look, the strength to be a champion. She's someone that you see and wrestles and looks like a champion. So in my opinion, Big Swole is definitely going to be a top tier talent in the AEW Women's Division. I mean, she's definitely got the ability, the mic skills. She's basically almost a full package. So she should be a champion at any time soon. We'll see what they do for her, but one of the talents I want to see break out to become champion definitely has to be Big Swole. Real quick, the match between Dr. Britt Baker and Big Swole is a match I never want to see ever again after that all-out match that they had. These are two talented women, and you can't be putting them in these scenarios. Thank you very much, All Elite Wrestling. Penelope Ford is someone I know on YouTube and in the independent scene. I've seen her wrestle, so I know she's talented. And once I saw she was coming to AEW, I automatically assumed that she was going to become a champion, or at least a top tier competitor, or even a top challenger for the title. But no, it turns out they didn't put a lot of stock into her like I thought they would. They did give her a title shot at Fyter Fest when she fought Hikaru Shida. In my opinion, that match was so great, and I really wish Penelope Ford won there. I actually was rooting for her to win that match. She didn't, but in my opinion, Penelope Ford is someone that they need to make champion throughout the years. About her is someone that AEW fans have been going crazy for, saying that she could be the next spooky champion, and I see that. I think she has a lot of potential. We just need to see how her in-ring wrestling work is when it matters, but she definitely has that scary look to be a spooky character and even become a champion, and maybe she could make the title look prestigious. Even though we haven't really seen a lot about her, she does have this weird look, and it's a look that could easily scare you out, freak you out. So in my opinion, I think AEW is going to put a lot of stock in her, which she should, but I think we should give her a couple years, because I think there's other talented female wrestlers that deserve this spot, but definitely she's going to be something to be reckoned with throughout the years. To fix the AEW Women's Division, I will give them 2 matches per week on every Dynamite, at least making them 5 to 10 minutes each. I think giving these women these type of matches in minutes is something that needs to happen. Instead of just wrestling on AEW Dark, you could easily put them on your show. Instead of just showing some random clips or whatever, you could be putting these women on your show, like Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, Swole, even the champion. The champion's not even often on the show. That's how careless AEW is with their AEW Women's Division. So that's one of the things that they need to do to fix it, is definitely give more TV time to the women, because there's women in AEW that are as talented or not more talented than the male wrestlers. Just to name a few, mega talented, Britt Baker is someone that deserves to be a champion. She should have been a champion. My opinion, there's a lot of stock to be made. There's a lot of profit to be made with Britt Baker, Big Swole, Penelope Ford, 3 talented women that I want to see win the title within the next year or so. Ladies and gentlemen, those are my top 3 women that I want to see win. What do you guys think in the comment section below? But one thing they need to do, stop making all these women wrestlers wrestle on AEW Dark in front of just a couple thousand people, because they're not even going to care. Now that you can't even make them care on a YouTube live stream, why would we care on the show? So please, AEW, listen to this video. Do what WWE did. Start a revolution. This is kind of like what we saw years ago with the WWE, and people begged them to do this. So hopefully AEW takes that and focus more on the AEW female wrestlers, put more stock into it. Hopefully Tony Khan and Cody Rhodes sees what I see, because in my opinion, there's a lot of stock and money and profit to be made of all these AEW female wrestlers. And that has been it for the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Road to 500 subscribers. Yeah, thank you guys for kicking it with me, and I'm out.